Human resource planning. This presentation deals with the concept of human resource planning in organizations. After going through this presentation, you should be able to define HRP, identify the objectives of HRP, know the levels and process of HRP, know the techniques of HR demanding forecasting, know the techniques of HR demand, forecasting, and factors affecting it. Human resource planning, or the HRP, is the system of matching the resources available in the organization, either internally or externally, with the demand that is expected over a period of time. In other words, HRP is the process that ensures the organization has right number and kind of people at right place and at the right time. In an organization, HRP helps to prevent overstaffing and understaffing by ensuring right amount of employees at work, bring out the strengths of the human resources, strengthen the line and staff relationship, and increase productivity. In an organization, HRP is done at various levels. Corporate level HRP identifies broad policy issues related to HR. It takes into consideration the changing market situations and organizational strategy. Intermediate level planning is done at strategic business unit level. At this level, recruitment, layoff, and retention strategies are decided. Operations level planning include simple strategies regarding training and development, recruitment to match requirements identified at higher levels, etc. Short-term planning includes management of daily activities like grievance handling. These plans are very critical. If they fail, the corporate level planning is also likely to fail. Now let us move to HRP process. It has 4 steps. Step 1 is environmental scanning. In this step, external environment of the organization is monitored and studied to know the opportunities and threats. Step 2 is forecasting and analyzing human resources demand. In this step, future human resource requirements, both in numbers and types, are determined. Step 3 is to forecast and analyze human resources supply. In this step, the availability of labor, both internal and external, is determined. Internal supply forecasts are related to conditions like termination, retirement in the organization, and external supply forecasts are related to the condition in the labor market. Fourth and final step is to match demand and supply and develop action plans. If the HR supply is more than HR demand, there will be a surplus of labor. And if HR supply is less than HR demand, then there will be a shortage. So an appropriate plan of action is required to maintain a healthy balance. However, the organizations must keep in mind the following points while implementing the process. The process should be simple and understood by all. The HR manager should have good knowledge of all areas of business. The process requires participation from all managers, from line functions also. And obviously, top management support is vital. Now let us look at some techniques of HR demand forecasting. The techniques are divided into 2 broad categories, qualitative and quantitative. First, we will take up the qualitative technique. It includes estimation method. In this method, future HR requirement is estimated by the HR department or the manager of each unit where employees are required. The second technique, expert opinions. In this method, panel of experts with sound knowledge of external conditions estimate HR requirement for future. There are several ways of seeking expert opinion. First is Delphi technique, where all the experts who are geographically dispersed send in their opinions and a common consensus is reached. Second is group brainstorming, where a group of experts make assumptions about future business direction based on which the estimates are generated. Third is nominal group technique, in which experts give their individual opinion in a meeting and modify their opinion till a consensus is reached. And last is averaging technique, in which simple average of all estimates is taken out. The third of the qualitative technique is Salesforce estimation. This method is used when a new product is launched. The sales personnel are asked to estimate the demand for the product, based on which the HR demand is estimated. Next, we move to the quantitative techniques. The first quantitative technique is trend analysis and projections. In this technique, estimates are based on past relationships between factors related to employment and employment level. Next method is using simulation models. These models are probabilities of future events like downturn in economy or higher competition to estimate future HR requirement. Next technique is workload analysis. This method makes use of the information collected by job analysis to estimate future HR demand. It makes use of ratios like average employee productivity to forecast demands. Last technique is Markov analysis. This technique analyzes the movement patterns of employees from one job to another to establish transitional patterns based on which estimates are made. There are several factors that affect HR demand forecasting. They are social pressures like societal needs and sentiments, rapid changes in technology, unforeseen political changes that have effect on business plans, economic reforms or recessions in economy, factors that lead to creation of employee demand like business expansion, new product launch, etc., growth in business, attrition rate or trends in employee turnover. Let's see how much you've all learned from the presentation. Can you tell whether the following statements are true or false? HRP is the responsibility of HR manager only. True or false? Well, the answer is false. Seeking expert opinion is one of the qualitative methods of HR forecasting. True or false? It is true. HRP ensures cordial staff and line relationships. True or false? It's again true. Last, employee turnover doesn't affect HR demand forecasting. True or false? The answer is false. Let us quickly go through the major points of the presentation. HRP is a system of matching available human resources to expected demand. HRP ensures timely availability of human resources in organizations. It takes place at corporate, intermediate, and operational level. HR demand forecasting uses both qualitative and quantitative techniques.